is that you can join a creator mastermind group in 2019. I'm taking a little bit of a break from prepping for my latest Kickstarter project, which will be launching soon for this guy. This is actually a glow-in-the-dark C is for Cthulhu plush toy. This is the baby in the background over there. You can see the full size. But yeah, we'll be launching these soon on the Kickstarter platform. But I wanted to take just a minute to jump on here and hang out with you guys a little bit and talk to you about the concept of masterminds and about how you can actually get involved in a creator mastermind of your own. If you are interested in the idea of masterminds and you don't want to follow steps, the two options that I'll give you first and foremost here, and you would like to actually check out the Comics Launch Mastermind and be a part of the mastermind group that I run, I encourage you to head over to comicslaunch.com/mastermind. Get all the information, get on the interest list, and then attend a live info session and ultimately apply if you decide it's going to be right for you. I'm Tyler James. I'm the host of the Comics Launch podcast. I'm the publisher of Comics Tribe. I'm the brand manager of the C is for Cthulhu brand. I do a lot of stuff and a lot of things that I love talking about is coming on here and sharing Kickstarter tips, strategies, and other things. But what I want to talk about today is the idea of a mastermind. Now, I jumped on Facebook a few days ago and talked about what is a mastermind, explained the power of a mastermind, and explained, I shared one example of how a mastermind was super powerful in my own creative business in order to help me, make better decisions, make more fun, raise more money, make more, have better deals, make better deals, and just really expand the network. And so if the idea of being a part of a mastermind is something that appeals to you, maybe you're already in a mastermind, you can let me know in the comments, or if you can let me know if you've been thinking about this idea at all. But I wanted to give you 3 ways that you can actually join a creator mastermind this year. You don't have to wait. It doesn't have to be, this long thing. You can actually just get this rolling right away. And so the first way is you can just start your own group. One thing that I can tell you is a lot of good things come when you decide to start something. Whether it's a new group, whether it's a initiative, whether it's a project, whether it's a new product, and you're pulling the team together, something powerful happens when you take that initiative. Seth Godin has an awesome quote. He says, "Initiative equals happiness." And there's just something magical that happens when you just set your mind to something and then go for it. All right. And so if you are someone that already has a decent size network of inspiring creator peers, and maybe you're looking around at the groups that you're in or your local convention scene and you're seeing the same people over and over again, and they inspire you and you inspire them, then you may be in a great position to just take it to the next step and actually assemble a mastermind group of your own in order to not just, there's one thing from, these are people I know, and these are networks. And yeah, if I wanted to pick up the phone and ask a question, I could, but I know that they're very busy. And so I don't want to do that. That's not a mastermind. All right. It's nice to have those people in your world, but it is also especially powerful when you actually carve out in person or carve out on purpose time in your calendar where you're actually meeting in a formal, structured way. All right. And so what you think you can do to start your own group is just take to social media and you can put out a call to see if, hey, does anyone in my tribe want to meet on the regular basis in the form of a creator mastermind? All right. You could do that right now. And I have seen some creators that have listened to some of the mastermind episodes that I've been doing over on the Comics Launch podcast. You can go over to comicslaunch.com/session session 202. And you can listen to a mastermind session right now. It was the latest episode with Carl Kiesel. And some creators have been inspired by that. And they've actually formed their own masterminds or tried to form their own masterminds just by, posting on social media and trying to see, who gets a response to that. Now, here, one thing that I will tell you is the challenge with self-formed groups like that is a couple. First, you're going to want to avoid filling the group simply with all of your personal friends and people that are already like, you already know all their stuff, they already know all your stuff, and they already like look, act, think just like you. The best mastermind groups are going to bring in, are going to have some diversity to it. They're going to have a variety of strengths. And so you wouldn't want a group filled up entirely of people with the same strengths and the same weaknesses. That it'd be like, a Justice League with 5 Supermen. Eventually that group is going to get beat because somebody's just going to roll in with some kryptonite and it's over, right? And so that's one thing. And then also, one thing I will say is you do want to make sure that your group has a solid structure in place, and you also get some firm commitments and expectations in place of what this group is for. Here's how it's going to be run. Here's what the expectations of the people that are involved and that come into it. And you're going to want those in place lest they fall apart before they even get started. One thing I want you to remember is that if it's easy to get in, it's also easy to get out. And so a lot of people will have the thing where like they'll post on social media, who wants to form a mastermind? You get like dozens and dozens and dozens of people like, yeah, man, I'm in, definitely. And then when it comes time to actually even take the next step, like confirm that you're coming to a meeting, that immediately cuts in half the number of people that actually confirm, and then the number of people that actually show up like can go down. And so you're going to want to be clear about what the structure is and actually get people to buy into that. And so if you're someone that wants to be leading, then and has a network and has people in mind that you'd love to invite to something like this, then you can just start your own group. And who knows, maybe you don't even put it out on social. You just pick the 10 people that you would most like to be involved in this, and you just go, person to person and ask. And you never know what's going to happen. You never know. You won't know until you ask if that works. All right. So that's the first way. Second way to join a creator mastermind group is you can actually go and search. And if you are someone that would like to start a mastermind group or whatever, let me know in the comments. I'll give you a few bonus tips or whatnot. But the second way, if you don't want to start your own group, is you can actually search for an existing local or online group to join. Fact is, just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist and it isn't already out there. And in fact, there may already be one or more great existing mastermind groups either in your area or online that are open and looking for new members. This is just kind of thing where you're going to want to ask around and share the episodes of the Comics Launch podcast and say, hey, I want to do something like this. Would you be interested in that? Or do you know of anything like that? Do you know of anything like that that exists? All right. Now, some of these things are more formal than others. For example, my buddy John Lees, he did the first route. He started his own group, which was called the Glasgow League of Writers, I believe. And this is a group that gets together every month, and they review scripts, and they read each other's scripts, and they provide each other notes. And nowadays it's like a who's who of the Scottish comic scene that is in that group. And so, man, if I happen to be anywhere near Glasgow and I was interested in writing comics, the idea of being able to go and have John Lees and a number of the other writers that are all doing cool things, just be able to tap into that access, that would be absolutely awesome. Right. And so there may be existing groups out there. I know of some creators that have started them. And so it's just a matter of sort of looking and searching and asking around and potentially asking around at local conventions. And there may be creators that are already getting together on a regular basis. There may be creators that are your friends with who get together, once a month and just sort of check in online on Skype or something like that, and review each other's pitches and review each other's documents. And, who knows? There are a lot of creators that I know that have these sort of formal, regular get-togethers with just a couple people, but that counts as a mastermind. And so if you are able to find a group in your area or a group online, then, some of the questions that you want to ask before just jumping in and asking to be a part of it is figure out, all right, what's the core purpose or mission statement of this group? Is it facilitated? Who? And if so, who facilitates the group? who is currently a member of the group. Is there any cost to joining, or are there any dues, or are there any commitments? What's the structure of the meeting sessions? Like, how long do they run? When and how often does the group meet? What are the expectations of me that I should become prepared to do the group? Like, these are all good questions to be asking if you're thinking about joining an existing mastermind, and finding the right mastermind for you is going to be an important thing. So definitely something that you'll want to consider. And then ideally, like, if there is a group around that makes sense for you, it could be just the thing that you're looking for, and it could be a great experience for you to start getting involved with. All right, so that's the second way. And obviously the third way, last but definitely not least in my estimation, and in many of the creators that I've had the opportunity to work with over the past year and a half, is to apply for a Comics Launch Mastermind spot. If you want to skip the search and let myself do the legwork of determining whether or not my mastermind will be a perfect and a perfect fit for you, I would invite you to apply to the Comics Launch Mastermind and to get into our July 2019 group. The way I run my masterminds is they actually are a 6-month commitment. So basically, you're signing on for 6 months where you're going to make this group of creators a priority in your life. You're going to add value to their lives. They're going to add value back to yours. It's a 6-month commitment. However, you are welcome to stick around with us as long as the mastermind is actually open. That's kind of one of the nice things. Once you're in, your seat is locked, your seat secured, and you can stay with us as long as you would like. And so most of the creators that are actually in the Comics Launch Mastermind now have actually been with us from the very beginning. But every 6 months, we open up a few spots to some new creators. And it's always fun because we bring in some new talents, some new strengths, some new issues, some new topics, some new resources, and it benefits everyone. It also, the other thing that I do in my Comics Launch Mastermind, which is fun, is I also do bring in some outside experts and some outside people in the industry to come in and teach an area of their expertise or share what's working for them. And also, focus on some areas of the creative business where there might not necessarily be expertise within the mastermind. Well, guess what? Even if they're not within our group, within the extended network that I have and that others have, we're able to bring in some really good people to address areas that we might not otherwise be able to address. And so, again, I would encourage you, go over to get on the interest list. comicslaunch.com/mastermind is all the details for that. I'll be doing an info session a week from Thursday, and then another one the following Tuesday. We'll get all the details, and the applications, official applications, will be open for just 6 days, and they'll open on Friday, June. What is it? Friday, June 14th is when those applications will officially be open. So not too much time from now. But again, thanks so much for watching. I hope to hear more about your experience with masterminds if you're able to put some together. And again, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some applications from creators like you to make our group in the Comics Launch Mastermind even stronger. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see what you launch next.